Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome, I'm Stefania. Today's video is gonna be a flip through. I'm gonna show you the pages that I've created in May in my reading journal. As always, I'm gonna start from my yearly pages and then I'm gonna move to my monthly pages. So I think we can now start from the yearly pages. I've added the books that I've read in May here, and I think May wasn't a bad month. It was a lovely one for the books that I've read, even if I've read only a few books, not as many as I usually read, but it's perfectly fine. I have updated my book log with the books that I've read in May and the one that I've started, but I still haven't finished it, so this is gonna be in my June flip through. Reading tracker in May, I've managed to read a little bit each single day, and I'm so happy because there are a few days in which I've read more than 150 pages, and I wasn't expecting that at all. I'm extremely happy about it. 2024 books read. Here there are the 4 books that I've read in May. My favorite one was Thieves. I've also read the title here, and with June I'm gonna finish creating the first 6, and then the other 6 months I'm just gonna write the title randomly, and then it's gonna be time to make books go one against each other. Favorite books, nothing changed because there wasn't a 5 stars. Not even 1. Yes, I know it's sad, but little spoiler, June instead is gonna be an amazing month. Monthly reads, I've added here the books that I've read, which are 4. For Le Xiamo con le streghe, May was a month in which we decided not to read anything, and so nothing changed. While for Cerbero Book Club, the book of the month was a book that I wasn't so sure about it, so I've ended up not reading it at all. So technically they both have been updated because there was nothing to update. Series tracker, I've read the 2nd book of Belladonna. Bingo, I know I've done something, I just don't remember what right now. Storygraph challenge. With May, I can say I'm halfway through my goal for the year, which is 50, but I still have to update both Storygraph, Goodreads, everything. I know I'm so behind there. Other challenges, well, I think that here nothing changed because, okay, for the title there weren't spaces, or better, the books that I read all started with a letter that let's say it's already taken. And I think maybe I've added something with the author. Yes, I've for sure added at least one for the author, which is amazing. And these other 2, well, I still have to take them a little bit more seriously, so basically I haven't updated them, I forgot about them. Genre tracker, romances 1, fantasy 3, then they were all young adult so 4. TBR, as I was saying before, May would have been a crazy month because there was this thing that I went to and I've ended up buying a lot of books. So my TBR at the beginning of the month was a very small one, let's say. There were only 3 books in it. Then I've had 10 more books, but at the same time I've read 3 books. So at the end of May, my TBR has 10 books. Reading stats, I read 4 books, 1 ebook, and 3 were physical books. 1,972 pages, I read for 31 days. 0 book in English, I'm so mad, but with June I've done something a little bit about it. 4 in Italian, and then as you can see from the rating, it wasn't a bad month because there were 2 books that got 4 stars and half, 1 4-star and 1 3 stars and half. Now we can move straight to the monthly pages. As always, you can find the Plan With Me video online, so if you want to see how I've created these pages, you can find it on my channel. Another thing, the stickers that I've used for May, for the monthly pages, you can find them on my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link in the description box. I'm not gonna spend time talking about the monthly stats because I'll just set them in my daily pages. May started with a book that took me a few days to get over, and then when I started the second one I was completely into the book and so I finished it pretty fast. And then before the end of the month I started a book, but if I'm not wrong I managed to finish it on the 1st of June, so it's gonna be in my June flip through video, but this one also took me a few days. Reading tracker, as I've said before, I managed to find a little bit of time for books every single day and I'm so happy about it. And as you can see, there have been amazing days and also days in which I've read only 14 or 15 pages, and that's perfectly fine. Now I'm gonna move to the pages that are created for the 4 books that I've read in May. As always, I'm gonna try to talk about them without saying too much because I don't want to give any spoilers. This is a flip through video, not a review one, so in this way, maybe if you're thinking about reading it or not, you can decide to read the book and you're not gonna get any spoilers from this video. Dance of Thieves was the first book of the month, and then it was followed by the second one because I really wanted to see how things would have ended up, let's say it. I liked it, yes. I've enjoyed it, yes. 4 stars. There's only one thing that I quite of hate about it, which is the world building. It's basically missing here. And I can say the same thing about the second book, but here there is the big but. Basically, I bought this book in Italian because there was this big version which is basically a single book, but there are both the first and the second book inside it, and I was so happy because usually when they do something like this they're cheaper compared to buying the books one by one, let's say it in this way. But of course I started reading it without finding out anything about it, you know, so I, as a stupid person, my fault as well, I had no idea that basically these 2 books are a spin-off of other 3 books, which they didn't even exist in Italian, okay? And I'm not mad about it because I could have read them in English, absolutely yes, but the point is I'm so mad because why would you bring these 2 books out in Italy without first bringing out the other 3? Because from what I've heard, some people say that in the other 3 books the world building is there and it's well made, so I guess that the decision behind these 2 books was not to repeat too many things that have been already said in the first 3 books, and basically here the world building it's not here, okay? And I'm mad because I just keep on asking myself why they have to do it. When you decide to bring a series, just bring it all. Don't bring just a spin-off or don't bring only a few. I just hate it when they do it. And my mistake was not to look up at this book before even starting it. Elsewhere, I would have first read the first 3 books. Now you're gonna tell me, oh, but you know, these 2 don't spoil or anything. These 2 just happen in the same place, but years after. Okay, but I know which characters are here, and this means that I know who survived from what happened in these 3 books, basically, and I hate it. So yes, I think that if you're gonna read these 2 without reading first the other 3, you're gonna quite get a few spoilers, which happened to me, so now I'm thinking of reading these 3 books in English, yes, but I want to wait a little bit so that maybe my brain will basically forget about everything that happened in these 2 books. This is my plan at the moment too. I'm not sure it's gonna be the same one in a few months, who knows. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. 4 stars. Then, as I've said before, I moved straight to the second book, and this one for me was a 4 stars and half. Again, the world building is missing here. I'm just so mad about it. I just can't stand when they do it. Why would you publish these 2 books in Italian without first doing it with the other 3? I'm just so mad. I just can't stand it. Anyway, this one was definitely way better for me compared to the first one, but not for other reasons, but simply because the story really got me. I just couldn't put it down. I just wanted to know what would have happened after it. I just wanted to know everything, so I just couldn't put down the book. I was really questioning a lot Jay's family's action, because I was like, I get that you're mad, I get that you have all of the rights to be mad, but before doing something stupid, maybe think a little bit more. But anyway, I really loved it. I'm not gonna say anything more about this book, because whatever I'm gonna try to say is gonna be a spoiler for the first one. I just loved the story. Then it was time for Sweet 16, which is an Italian book. I don't think it's out in any other language, I don't know. Anyway, 4 stars and half. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting to like it this much, because I was like, okay, I'm out of target, I don't think I'm gonna really like it. Let's say that throughout the years, the more you read books, the more I think you quite of have higher expectations from books. I don't know if it makes sense. And when I read something is supposed to take place during teenage years, I'm always a little bit like, okay, wait a second, are you sure you want to read it? Because a lot of time the characters quite of are, let's say, a problem for me. But in this case, I just loved it. The characters were actually acting as teenagers, absolutely yes, but not in the way that you just wanted to be done with the book and be like, okay, I can't do it anymore. I really liked it. I found it extremely funny some parts, and I definitely think that the thing that I loved the most was the fact that this book is like, read me. And you start it, and it just like goes on very easily. Like you don't feel like oh my gosh, I've been reading for so long, I'm tired, I need a break from it. Absolutely no. You're gonna spend an hour with this book, and you will lose track of time. You will not be able to say, yes, I've just spent an hour reading this, because for you just a few minutes passed. I absolutely loved it. 4 stars and half. Last book of the month was Foxglove. I liked it, yes, 3 stars and half. The thing is, I think that with Belladonna was more into it, like the mystery was more there for me, while here I wasn't really like, I don't know, I wasn't feeling the same. I liked the story, yes. I mean, I think we got it from the first book that she isn't the smartest woman around. Like, things were happening in front of her eyes in the first book and she wasn't noticing it, while you as a reader were like, hello? And the same happens here. Signa definitely is a lady who is smart, but not really that smart. Don't get me wrong, she is smart, I'm not saying no, but she just doesn't notice things. When she does, you're like, oh, finally you get that. It took you so long. So of course, even in this book, the same thing was happening, and not only her, even other characters involved. I was expecting them to do 2+2 way earlier in the book than when they did. I mean, by the end of the book, I don't know if Fate realized something or not. I have no idea if he actually has an idea or not, but I'm definitely curious to read the next book, because I want to just throw myself in the story as well. So as I was saying, yes, I've enjoyed it, but not as much as the first one. I think that probably the first one was more focused on whatever was happening. Here, I would say that this book is more a book that the author decided to create to move from the first to the third one, because in the third one, technically the main characters won't be the same one that were in the first book, but have been introduced to us in this second book. Actually, one of them was already introduced in the first book, and I like this idea, but now I'm really curious to see how things are gonna go on. I definitely enjoyed reading this book, even if, again, I wasn't into it as much as I was while I was reading Belladonna. In that case, I just wanted to know more. I was really like, who is doing this? Who is doing that? Why? How? What? Here, instead, I felt like the mystery went a little bit off. Like, you started the whole book with this mystery that needs to be solved, needs to be figured out, but at the same time it's not there for you to look at it constantly. It's not like you really truly want to find out more, because the book doesn't bring you there, according to me. But still, I've enjoyed it. Yes, 3 stars and a half, and I can't wait for the third one to come out. So these are the books that I've read in May. Have you read them? Yes, no? Are you planning on reading them? Let me know it with a comment, because as always I want to know what you're reading, because I like to find out about new books all the time. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, remember to give it a thumb up and to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you so much for your support. See you next time. Bye!